Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing my most highly anticipated locomotive of the year, or I should say for the last 3 years. We are looking at none other than the Canadian Pacific Empress, the H1a and B. So you can pick this pack up on Trainz Forge for about 20 USD plus tax wherever you live. In the pack you will get the Empress as it is today. You will get all of the H1a variants, which are in this row right here, and the H1b variants, which are right here. That is everything that you will get in the pack. So you've got your H1a as delivered, H1a as delivered, the H1a early without smoke deflectors, with smoke deflectors, and the late model, which does not have smoke deflectors and looks very grimy and has been put through the ringer, to say the least. So, and then on to here. That's actually really funny. For some reason, it's spawned in the ground. Let me fix that real quick. That is hilarious. There we go. Alrighty. Well, sorry about that. So, you get your H1b as delivered with no smoke deflectors, your H1b as delivered with smoke deflectors, your H1b early without smoke deflectors, your H1b early with smoke deflectors, and last but not least, your H1b without smoke deflectors. Again, very grimy, looks like it's been put through the ringer. So, and over here we've got the Rocky Mountain Express. Actually, I lied. These are just the modern F7s that they restored. I think they're, I don't know what the designation are. I'm not familiar with that stuff. But, and then you've got, of course, the Empress. So, with the Empress, you will get all of the as delivered late and early variants there, and you will get this entire consist here. The diesels you can ignore, but other than that, that is everything that will come in this pack. So you'll get an aux tender, a box car, generator car, baggage car, 2 coach cars, a sleeper, and a observation car. This is set to be the Rocky Mountain Express consist, so as such, you will get just these. So, in terms of model quality, I won't go into too terribly specific of details, but I will say that as far as models and trains go, this is the most detailed model that I have seen. Now, I'm going to pause the session here so that way I can actually talk and hear myself. So, just overall, very, very glossy finish to it. The details are amazing, like even the copper tubing and stuff that goes to all of these stuff is modeled. When you're running your lubricator here and your lubricator here and here, all move with the pistons. You've got beautiful gold, or rather brass, accents here, here, and here. So that's really, really, really beautiful. 3D rivets throughout the whole entire model, as you can see here. And it's going to be really hard for me to show you, but even the builder's plate here is an actual 3-dimensional asset, which I find really cool. Also, additionally, the pump, the boiler feed pump here, is actually embossed with that stuff, so it is really, really, really detailed. Truly an incredible model. Can't recommend you pick up this model enough. It is absolutely stunning. So, let's get into the cabs. I will say that the cab, there's a little bit of variation between all of them, but it's mainly just in everything that is in the thing. So obviously these are coal-fired, and the Empress is not. So some neat stuff here. Overall, same thing. So it looks like the same model throughout. It is. I think it's safe to say that all of them are the same. We will look at the H1bs to see if there's any difference in variation. It does not appear that there is, so we will zoom all the way to the late variant. No. So that is the in-service cab, and then we will go to the as currently running cab. So this cab, you've got a lot of modern day equipment, your PTC, digital readouts, all that fun stuff. You got an oil burner, you got your gauges, and everything's kind of a little bit different, but same thing. But you got a lot of your modern day stuff. So pretty neat. Let's unpause this for a second so that I can go into realistic mode so I can adjust some things. So in here, obviously you've got your reverser, your throttle. A lot of these, there's your injector right there. So that's neat. And you got a lot of like really cool details like the meshes and stuff. What you do in the cab will translate to outside. So if I go out of the cab now, you'll see that now the window is open and the cab, the vents, even though you can't tell, are open. There you go. And if I, fun little fact, the doors for the back are openable, and those will translate to the outside as well. So really cool. Nice little details there. Now we're going to close those back up. But pretty neat details, and you can also like have it 3/4 or like almost closed. So it's neat. You can add a lot of really cool uniqueness to your locomotive and scenes. But let's see, custom sound sets through the whole model. So goodbye are the old pump sounds and all that stuff. Let's see, I'm going to dump the brakes so you can hear the condenser. As you can see, the lubricators actually work. So really cool there for the model enthusiasts. If I turn on the injector, I don't think anything happens. Nope, no new sounds. The injector. That's neat. Moving on to up here. So in certain lights, the inner part of the light actually has a reflection to it, which is really nice. Turning it on, you have a nice, really nice golden LED. It looks fantastic. Moving on to the other stuff, you actually have to hit View Details, go to Enable Editing. I am running 22, not 2019. So you've got your scheduled access panels, route patches, all that stuff, which we messed around with already. You got your number board, which will control whether it illuminates or not, which is really nice. You've got your more stuff here. Door panel. I don't know what the door panel is, but Door panel on. Oh, there we go. It just blocks out the door. That's neat. Alrighty. So that's a pretty cool little detail. Also, the ditch lights are here. So we'll put those on. So pretty cool there. So you can, they are actually removable. And not only that, but to turn them on, it's not just the headlight. You have to individually click over here. So that's pretty neat. And to get the marker lights to come on like any train, you have to change it to extra, which will be white, or following section, which will be green. So we'll turn those on, hit save changes, and there we go. So that is the Empress as it would run in excursion service. Without further ado, let's listen to some sounds, shall we? Absolutely just stunning model. There really is nothing to complain about here. It's the brass accents everywhere, and just the overall like details that are just everywhere are insane. I absolutely love it. Highly recommend that you get this model. It is the most expensive model on Trainz Forge's website. However, if you like running trains and you like seeing all of the nitty-gritty details, this is the model for you. Holy crap, it is just so cool. You have a little bit of old texturing if you really look in here, but for the most part, really awesome model. Alright, moving on, let's sound. So, first off, we've got our 6-chime whistle. We do have smoke effects for that. So it's a big echo, so if you don't like echoes, you might have to switch out your whistle. Of course, this is the Empress, so you do have the secondary air whistle. It is activated by pressing the K key on your board, so we'll do that now. Now, before we get into the bell, one thing I've noticed about the air whistle is it doesn't like repetitive, quick taps. And if you do so, it'll cut out some of the audio file. I'll demonstrate that here. A good demonstration would be to, signal 2 shorts that you're gonna leave, you're starting to move forward, would be this. So it does cut out the audio files, so if you don't mind that, then that's fine. If you do, you have to do 2 longer taps. And even then it kind of cuts out, so it's a bit wonky when you do things back to back. So time it and you should be good, or you can just use this whistle, which will work too. Alright, moving on to the bell. Here's the bell. Alright, so that is your bell. Moving on, you do have a custom sound set, so I will set this thing in motion so that you guys can hear it. If you change your key bindings, there is a snifter valve that will open. Your condenser valves here. So as you can see, oh, we're spinning. And here's the custom sound set. You also have a custom smoke file. So we'll do a grade crossing here for the grade. Actually, I'll tell you what, we'll pause it and we'll watch it go by. Like we would if we were watching it from the side here. Alright, so moving on. So we do have that. We'll do one with the actual whistle, so you can hear that. Custom truck sounds. So there's usually some more clickety-clack to them. I don't know why they're not playing. Let's see if we go up to speed more, if that changes the clickety-clack sound. It should. So nice sounds there, real nice. Overall nice model. Ditch lights do not flash, but everything else is really nice. I do plan on running this model through the Rockies, so stay tuned for that. All right, so we're gonna pause this thing here. And we'll go over. I jumped the gun a little bit. I meant to show off some of the other features before I started running it. So on second thought, we're just gonna let this run back till we can get back to the engines. But moving on, while that's kind of doing its thing here, we'll just switch to that so we don't run out of steam or anything like that. So this is everything that comes in the Payware pack, along with the Empress that's running around. These F7 diesels you can get on their freeware site, also from Trainz Forge. I'm gonna pause it real quick so I can go into cab and show you the new cab. If you do look in here, it is detailed with a little bit of an engine block, so kind of a little neat detail, especially if you're trying to look into the grates so you can actually see some details. Cab wise, nice refreshed cab. It's the same cab as before, just with a lot more really cool details. Like again, you've got this embossed plate here, and you've got an overall refreshed design on these. We'll listen to the bell and the horn sound on this. So first off, you got your bell. And your bell is activated by this. Now, I'm not in the, there we go. So you got your bell. You got your horn, which I think sounds really nice. You got your lights. So you do have ditch lights on these models, which is nice. We'll go ahead and put it into to motion here and see if we can't get the ditch lights to flash. I do not believe they should, but we'll see if they do. So really nice sounds there. Real nice sounds. I love these. So very nice on that front. What else? So we'll listen to the earlier stuff, although I believe it's the same. Obviously, don't have an air whistle, but we'll listen to the whistle. So same CP sick chime throughout the whole thing. The bells should be the same as well. Yep, same bells throughout. So that's the thing there. I do not believe you have much customization on these. We can double check. You do not. Obviously, you won't have the ditch lights or any of that. So you've got your number board panel. One thing to know is that you have your triangular number boards. Oops. We'll move this out of the way here. So you got your triangular number boards on the as delivered versions, the early version. The late version, however, has a flat number board, so that's pretty cool. Again, on the H1bs, you have your triangular board, triangular board, triangular board, and then you got your flat board. So when it was later in its career, I guess they switched to flat number boards rather than the triangular number boards. Alright, anyway, so you don't really have any customizations that are different. So now that our train has arrived back, we will show you the rest. Alright, so moving on. So you've got your engine and tender, of course, amazing details on those, and you've got your auxiliary tender. Now this auxiliary tender is set up for pre-2024 operations, so if you're running this for the 2024 excursion consist, there are a little bit different details on it. So and I do not believe that there's any way. Yeah, no. So this changes. There's a little bit of a change with the pumps and whatnot up here, and so there's a bit of a change. But however, I digress on that. That is what it is. You will not get the second auxiliary tender. And if you don't know, the second auxiliary tender that ran with it in 2024 is actually the Southern Pacific Daylights 4449's auxiliary tender. That is what it is. Just dressed up to be Canadian Pacific. But moving on, so you've got all kinds of really cool details on the tenders. Moving on to the boxcar, it is a three-dimensional thing. However, if I can get onto this car and kind of clip in here, as you can see, the rivets on the boxcar are painted on. So, just a heads up, if you are really bugged out by two-dimensional assets, these are painted on rivets. So a little bit of a downside there, especially considering the fact that they've done it on the engine right here. But oh well, it's a little bit of a nitpick, but it does have, you know, the glare on them, so that's nice. Moving on to the generator car, about the same thing. They look, I don't know, they might not be painted on, because I've never seen painted on rivets that actually flash, so I might be wrong about that. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, to be honest. I very well could be. No, these are three-dimensional. Yeah, so when you go to the cars, they are no longer three-dimensional. So I was right. So a little bit of a nitpick there, but at least they've got like the effects for lighting, so I don't mind that too much. It looks great. They look great. So the boxcar, none of these have interiors, by the way. At least not ones that you can go into. They do have interiors, but you cannot actually go first person in any of them, but we will clip through the cars to show you what they are. So the boxcar is a boxcar. The doors do open. So you've got your generator car, which I'll be damned actually does have a generator in it, so that's pretty neat. Your baggage car here actually has an interior. Both sides will open up, so it'll be left side, right side. These are detailed with an interior as well. So those are just coach classes. This is the sleeper. So you got some couches and stuff there. And then you've got your berths here, which are neat. Can't really see any of these details from down on the ground, so it's neat, but you'll never see it. And then you've got your observation car, which again has a dining room. I think that's a bathroom or a kitchenette, something like that. And then you've got a few rooms here with a chair, and then you got your back deck. Now this is the only one that has a first person view, and the only place you can view is the observation deck. So I will cycle through it so you can look ahead of the train, out the side doors, and that's it. So oh, I turned that, so it's actually looking here. So yeah, neat. Anyway, moving on. So these cars do seem to have three-dimensional rivets, so a little bit of inconsistency between the cars, but you got your Van Horn. This is the Rocky Mountain Express consist, by the way. You got your HP Bowen car. You got your Ernest Smith coach. You got your Dominion coach. And then you've got the baggage car, and as discussed here. So that's pretty much the whole pack. As you can see, the sounds are really nice. There aren't additional sounds for these. They are the same sound set. So you do have the valves that move for this one as well. Let's see, your lubricator is moving. Let's see, headlight, it's about the same. Yeah, pretty nice. One thing I forgot to test out on the 2816 that I would love to see is the rear headlights, so we will do that now. So rear headlight does illuminate. Oh, interesting. You've got a little lamp thing up here. Oh, you've got a floating light bulb. Oh, that's interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a floating light bulb. I don't think that's meant to be there, so we found a little bit of a nitpick. So yeah, probably have to get rid of that. We'll see if that's the same on the Empress as well. We'll unclip it from the consist here. You know what I bet you it is? I bet you it's this light here on the Empress that they just used. They used the model and lighting effects for each one. Yep, there it is. There's our mysterious magic floating bulb. So, Ace, if you are watching this at some point in the future, I appreciate you watching my video, but may want to adjust that so that there's not a floating light bulb. But I don't mind that. Little nitpicks, and honestly, what a fantastic job this is. Absolutely incredible models. I cannot say anything bad about this model. It is absolutely beautiful. One thing I do not see, and it's probably because the ash pan is covering it, but there is no fire effect here. Let me clip in to see if there is. There is not. So let me spawn in a thing that does have it just so that you can see real quick. Spawn in a Minnesota Northern T5. So we'll spawn in the Minnesota Northern engine there, and we'll oh right, we have to press Control F2. So if we zoom in here, there you go. So you have a fire there, not in here. Not even if I clip through, which again, little tiny nitpicks. Jeez. Yeah, nothing in there. So if you like the fire effects, unfortunately this doesn't have it, but you could probably add one easy enough if you really wanted to. But yeah, that is it for the CP Hudsons. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let's see if I can get back into driver here. There we go. Absolutely amazing pack. I can't recommend that you pick it up enough. What an incredible pack, and this particular engine, in terms of its model history, has had quite the journey. It was first hinted at back in 2020, December of 2021, I believe it was. So it's been 3+ years in the making, and I absolutely cannot give Ace enough props for sticking with the project and not just throwing it on the back burner and never getting around to it. So what an amazing pack. I think it's the most detailed engine, at least that I've seen in Trainz up to date. I think it blows stuff like K&L completely out of the water. I won't get into everything that's the difference, but if you had a choice between getting this pack or getting one from K&L, both are nice, but this is was so much more detailed. So much more detailed. With K&L, you're going to have painted on rivets, the same smoke file that's been on there since like 2012, and some updated things, but I just think that there's just so much more to offer with this model than a K&L one. But that being said, I'm really excited for the 870 project that's coming out. We'll see what Steve has cooked up. But that is my recommendation. If you only got $20 for Christmas and you really, excuse me, if you only got $20 and you really want a model for Trainz, this is the one I would go for. It's incredible. It's versatile. You don't just have to use it on this. You could use it as an excursion engine on your favorite fictional railroad. Unfortunately, it does not come with a unlettered version, but it's Trainz, so it's not too hard to go in and edit that so that it says something else. So you can make it honestly whatever you wanted. So, especially with something like this where it's like gray and it's not very much so Canadian Pacific-esque, you could change it to whatever you want. So, but that's my take on it. Fantastic engine. Please pick yours up today. It's just absolutely incredible. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!